Member Oak Bay Gordon Head.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I rise to continue my place in this debate on Bill 6, the Electoral Referendum Act 2017. As I was speaking yesterday evening, I am delighted to stand in support of this bill. And one of the things I would like to address now, I didn't have a chance to complete it yesterday, is some of the various types of proportional representation that will be explored in this extensive consultation period that we're beginning to embark in under the direction of the Attorney General's office. If we go to Angus Reid Institute, they did a public interest research which they released back in a couple of years back. I forget the exact date, but it was a very thorough analysis where they looked at a number of voting systems and they talked about a number of ballots to get a sense of what people felt. They talked about the first past the post system as one example, and they explained in a very straightforward manner how it would be used, how it could be voted. They talked about a double system whereby you could vote for a candidate and a party in a two type system. They talked about the single transferable vote as one possible approach, an approach that has twice been used here in British Columbia, and they talked about numerous others. I do recognize that I have not got much time left here, although I do so wish that we had royal assent of the bill granting the BC Green Party party status, because I have at least another hour and a half that I could talk on this very, very important office, as I know members opposite would be delighted. I will say, though, that it is inappropriate for members opposite to continue to spread information that is not correct with respect to the process being followed. It is not correct that regional parts of British Columbia are at a disadvantage. As I pointed out yesterday, proportional representation would give them an advantage over what the status quo is. It would allow members in the Okanagan to be serving in government. It would allow members of opposition to be serving on southern Vancouver Island if a form of proportional representation were in place. And to suggest somehow that the allowance of other parties to be in this legislature is giving rise to a National Socialist Party or some other party is rather absurd. The parties reflect the will of the people. Societal changes occur on short and long terms, and we are here to represent society. We're not here to suppress other parties, to suggest that we don't want other parties because it's bad for democracy. It's actually an affront to democracy. And I would hope that as time goes forward, the members opposite realize that this is not the approach we want in British Columbia. We want to recognize society as a whole, and this approach to having a referendum does just that. Thank you, Honourable Speaker. I'll end it.
Thank you, Member.